Hey guys, it is RidlyGT here again with another Heroes League game. Today we're actually going to be playing Sylvanas. I'm pretty happy about it. I've actually borrowed this build off of Heroes Fire, and I'm not. Usually I like playing a hero and screwing around with it, and sort of figuring out things for myself, much like my Falstad build or the way that it plays Zeratul. And I really like this build. Like, it's really good. I'm a huge fan of it. It just seems to work really well. It's done by a guy named Sherubii, Sherubii on Heroes Fire. I'm a huge fan of it. Picking up Lost Soul to start, of course, at tier 1. Anyways, yeah, check out the build. It's fantastic. I don't know the guy. Hopefully he doesn't mind me stealing this and doing this video. But we are playing a ranked game here on Haunted Mines. I'm just going to see how this goes. So we do have on our teams, not awful. We've got a Falstad, Uther, Arthas, Sylvanas, and a Nova. We're going against a Diablo, Vala, Tychus, Lily, and Rhaegar. Now, throughout this video, I'm going to try to give as much commentary as I possibly can. It's not necessarily the easiest thing. Oh, it's done. Done. Absolutely done. Dunskies. It's over. I'm going to try to do as much commentary as I can through this video. It can be very tough to do this. I've said this before in other ones that I've done. This is also very difficult. I'm trying to level up through Hero League. I've been playing a ton of quick match. It's not necessarily the best thing to be doing because I definitely need to be leveling myself up here as much as possible. So I'm going to come around the back here, see if I can pick someone else off, and I'm just going to completely screw that up if I can possibly help it. And we should be fine here. I'm going to see if I can pin Diablo. Pinned him. Got it. This is super bad news, though, unless we can burst him down anytime now. There we go. Beautiful. Nice double kill by the team here. So we should have mines coming up in about 15 seconds and 30. So that's about 2 minutes in is when you have your first access to the mines. I'm going to go drink up here. Bit low. Yeah. So there it is. Minute 30, you'll get the 30-second warning for the mines. Now, for the first set of mines, you can't actually go into them. Every subsequent one, you definitely can. It's just the first one. They're all closed off until the boards break down and whatever it may be. Oh, we got them. Beautiful. This is off to a fantastic start here. Team's working really well. We have a lot of rotates. Now, Haunted Mine's a bit difficult, or a bit more different, I guess. Not difficult by any means. It's different to play because there's only 2 lanes, unlike every other map, unlike pretty much every other MOBA, except for maybe Smite, because Smite's a very unique and weird game that I'm a huge fan of. Oh, shit. Besides Smite, it only has 2 lanes. We've got this very bizarre, like, bottom area. Which is, you know, it's kind of nice. I'm a huge fan of Hellsrocks. Paralysis at tier 4. By the way, let's see if we can pick on Tychus here. And that shouldn't be any problems. Good. I'm just going to throw that Shadow Dagger out and just get a bit of, save a bit of damage here on the teammates. So the important thing to know about Sylvanas is how her Q functions. When I first played Sylvanas in the first video that I did, I hadn't played her. It was the very first time I was going through with anything. And, yeah, it was awkward. I kept tapping Q as much as possible. You can, much like Lily, just sit and hold Q, and that's going to throw off your Withering Fire as much as possible. And just let it go, charge back up for a few seconds, and then keep going ham with it, as good old Tasteless and Nartosis would say. So our team is actually off to a fantastic start, 7-0. You know, I wish this is how every hero game went. Last game that I played, I was doing commentary on an ETC game, and we had a Vala. Now, this Vala was just toxic. Like, just this stereotypical toxic MOBA kind of thing, you know, called out the Zeratul the entire time. And by the end of it, it was just more painful to listen to this Vala go than it was on how badly Zeratul might have been playing. And in fairness, he was playing quite badly. I probably shouldn't have hearthed out of the mines there because we were getting engaged upon, and 3 of our teammates are still down there. That might have been a bit of a mistake, but we're gonna go down and we're gonna take a Merc camp. Hopefully these guys, they've got a ton of damage down there. They should be perfectly fine. And of course, Uther and I should be able to take this no problem. We're going to switch. We're sort of going to alternate fire between the 2 of them on occasion while Shadow Dagger's on cooldown here. What it does is that it's going to apply the silence that Sylvanas has to both mobs, so neither of us take a lot of damage. Keep dropping out Withering Fire as much as possible, and we're just going to take that nice and easily. Now, because we have such a big advantage on our Golem here, what we should end up doing is push with it. So it's going to spawn up top here, and there's going to be most of us that are going to sit and push with our Golem here. When you have sort of about a 25 skull advantage, you get a lot more out of pushing. The towers will eventually knock it down. You should be able to get a couple kills off of just harassing the team like this. It shouldn't you should really try to engage as much as possible while you have a big golem advantage like this. The biggest thing that I see a lot of people doing, especially newer people, is not life drain at 7. Life drain's fantastic. The biggest thing that I see people doing is not pushing with the golem or being very scared or being overly defensive constantly. Not necessarily the best thing to do. We have everyone here. Our golem's get defended. We have Falstead, who went back and is defending right now. So he's just going to sit and deal with all of that, and we're just going to throw some harass in there and not really go in because we're Sylvanas, and that's a horrible idea. I'm just going to keep throwing some Shadow Daggers around and doing some damage. It was a great stun by Uther to save me from getting caught there. I'm not saying I would have, but it was a bit touchy. I'm not usually a fan of focusing tanks, but Yellow is super extended here, and the Rhaegar is out of mana. It's probably better. I was going to go jump really, really offensively forward there. That seemed like a good idea. I apparently vetoed myself and actually missed the cooldown off of it. And I'm okay with going to take this, take the Bruiser camp in middle here. It's probably the much safer play. And I probably would have been dead for a kill. It would have been a massive dive. Massive and unnecessary dive, mind you. Which we should really not do. Sylvanas is just a ton of fun. And it's very hard when you're up. Especially when you're like, we're about a level and a head up right now. It feels like you can just do no wrong at this point. You know, you can be a bit cockier. You can be a bit arrogant. You can kind of push and be a bit more substantially more aggressive than you would normally. That's not usually the best way to go. But it's a very easy trap to fall into. And it's something that you have to sort of be very, very mindful of consistently. I am, however, going to go drink from a fountain, even though I'm at full health, because of my Shadow Dagger, the tier 7. Each time my Shadow Dagger hits an enemy, it heals. It heals me. It's fantastic. It's great. So my health's always high, but the big thing is mana. Between Shadow Dagger and Haunting Wave are really the only two things, since Withering Arrows doesn't do anything. So we're just trying to maximize the amount of uptime that we have. Excuse me. So I'm just rotating back up top here. We know we have Nova that's going to sit and kind of try to poke as much as possible. Like Falstead's trying to bait a tiny bit. You know, where there's not much that we can do right now. Oh, sorry. I'm dying a little bit on the inside, apparently. I'm going to try to rotate down bottom here. We really shouldn't be engaging in too much of this team fight right now, because we have mines in 20 seconds. Going to mines with a guy down is never a good option. But let's see if we can actually get some work done here. I'm going to focus Rhaegar, just to see if we can get a nice pick on him. Beautiful. That's a huge pick going into the mine phase. Yeah, picking Rhaegar up's a big deal. He's their main support on this team, and that's 10 for us. So that's going to give us ultimates going into the mines, which is a massive, massive advantage. There's not a better spot that we would want to be in than absolutely where we are right now. Now, in Haunted Mines, there are two big camps. There's this middle one, which is worth about 10, and then there's this one off to the side here that's worth 12 skulls. They are hands down the two most out of the small camps, and then of course you have the 30 from the big camp, from the golem over on the side here. Usually if you can take those two middle camps, even if you finish a bit behind, you're going to be okay in the midst of it. You can still put up a fairly large amount, a good defense. Even if you just grab those two and you lose the rest of them and sort of contest the golem, you'll generally be okay. Now these guys probably shouldn't be engaging in this, but we're kind of in a very awkward position here. Let's see if we can pick Vala up. Okay. And yes, they're still down ults. Like, it's a very rough position for them to be in. Oh, there's the Precision Strike from Nova, and it is going to whiff. Buddy of mine that plays a ton of Nova always said that the best one to pick up is Triple Tap. Because especially at 20 when you get the refresh, it's just so much better. Than anything else, than the Precision Strike. Even with the two charges, they're just too hard to hit on a very consistent basis. Huge lead time. You can run out even if it's square on top of you. You know, it's not necessarily as good as it would be otherwise. So this game's going fairly well so far. I mean, we're still up 14-2, which is monstrous. Apparently my hero damage is doing really good, but our Falstad is doing the most siege damage. That's almost a bit surprising. I think I need to stop, you know, team fighting so much, but this is going rather well for us. Our Uther is playing absolutely great this game. And same with our Arthas and our Nova. Our Nova's not overextending, but is pushing. The biggest thing with Nova is, especially before ults come out, if you can poke and prod and make, even just instill that thought that you're just, okay, I just want to have that This is not being phrased very well. Hold on, I can do this. I can do this, guys. I know how to phrase this. It's instilling the thought of fear, essentially, in the other team. That's really what you're looking for. You want them to be worried. They don't want to overextend. They want to play more cautiously because their Nova you're going against is being incredibly effective. That's what you want to happen. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to phrase. It just didn't go well. So we're probably going to do the same thing here again. We're going to do the 4-1 split. Uther went down bottom. That's very upsetting. By doing the 4-1 split, especially with Falstad's Take Flight ability, we'll be able to contest fairly regularly here. He'll be able to do a bit of extra damage to the Golem, and then fly back up and team fight here, because as you can see, their Golem is going down much faster than ours is. And then, of course, we have Uther coming to join the party here, which is always good. Picking up Overwhelming Affliction, and while I was just looking at that, I could interrupt this. I could burn my ult on Diablo here. I'm not going to. It's not worth the solo ult, because it's a massive AoE ultimate. And Val is just going to go down from a stun from Uther, I think. And let's throw this dagger up. Let's get a bit of health back. Yeah, keep stacking it up. Beautiful heal from Uther. And, yeah, I guess we're just going to kind of keep going here. It's not really going that badly. So Sylvanas is very, very good to play. She's really popular. Her silence ability almost is a bit overpowered. Like, it feels like it's just a bit too much, if that makes any sense. Oh, shit. That was just a decoy. Wow. Faked out by my own teammate. Nice job, Nova. Top notch. Sylvanas is very, very good to play. It's very easy to play. I think that positioning really has a big bearing on how she gets played. Like, knowing that your Shadow Dagger can jump from enemy to enemy, and knowing that each one you get hit, you get healed for, which is great. I'm going to throw the silence out. Boom. There's a Shadow Dagger. Just going to keep running. And beautiful. Oh, and there comes the Falstad Hinterland Blast. We got the Odin out already. All right, let's see if we can toss this down. Hopefully get that, get a couple ticks off, be able to scare everyone out a bit. Oh, and Rhaegar's overextended. This is looking like it's pretty much over. I mean, not even the fact that our Golem is still alive. It's 11.5 minutes we're beating the enemy core down. It's amazing. Oh, this team is excellent. So we're going to come back, take up this Bruiser camp, and probably go back and heal. We're probably looking at mines sometime in the next minute or so. Plus the 30-second warning, of course. So pick up some mercs, keep them on their toes. If we can either pick on the supports beforehand. I mean, they are running 2 supports. They do have a Rhaegar and Lily, so they're not overly dependent on one or the other. But, you know, yeah, it's nice to get a pick on a support. Going 4v5 into mines is a very, very big deal. The margin of error for, like, this game in general, compared especially to Dota, because that's where I get all of my backing from. This game compared to Dota is a really, really big difference. I mean, it functions very differently than many things. There's the Rhaegar ultimate. And we're just going to keep dropping that and take down Diablo once again. So there goes their initiation. I'm going to throw the Shadow Dagger out in this tower. And there goes a strafe, and that's fine. I'm just going to back out a tiny bit. Knock some more Withering Arrows into this tower, and keep going. There's a Syndragosa coming out from our Arthas there. And Val's just going to vault out. That's fine. So when this is out of ammo, I'm going to save some creep health and just attack this thing. Is pretty much what we're going to do. Beautiful. That was a beautiful amount of burst on Lily there. Very, very well done by our team. And yeah, I'm solo queuing through this, kind of trying to do it. I've been about 50-50 in terms of games that are really, really good and really, really kind of awful. I haven't actually had one today that actually worked out to be good. Haven't had it. Don't know why. It's just either been a stomp or it's been awful, depending how it goes. And I'll happily take 20-0 at Hero of the Storm for this game. I have absolutely no problem with that. Anyways, guys, thank you very much. I hope that I could give you a bit of insight into how Sylvanas played. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see everyone in the next video.